were a bit raunchy and raucous.
We kept you on a really short leash.
Nice to be on someone's leash sometimes.
I was gonna say, with that hair, you better play an instrument. It is so rock and roll. I love it.
I think she's a they. That didn't come out right. Can you do this?
People would do
A
anything for a
donut?
That's
t-shirt.
like genius. So how are things over on the other side of the pond?
I feel like we're in a state of limbo. It just takes a long time. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to hope that your mortgage person is talking to your lawyer and your realtor is checking with the other realtors that are involved and keeping everybody on the same page and updated. And it's just that hang up on the end, and that's called the top of the chain. So the top of the
Wow.
chain is having a problem. So in order to break it, the people whose house we're buying would have to maybe rent a place until theirs is done to complete, us three,
Yeah.
doing a key exchange and getting into these houses. They would have to move all their stuff into storage and rent, and I don't think they're going to want to do that, nor do we.
Right, right, right. Wow. Real estate is not for the faint of heart
No.
in the UK.
So, like, if we get our keys first, we were gonna ask the woman that bought this place, can you give us a week before, we can hand over our keys to you
Yeah, yeah.
and to get some flooring and some painting done. And that's really it. There's nothing else that's so critical that will prevent us from moving in.
But this is exciting because like you had a tough more than a year, I guess, right? Because you had your dental stuff. Was that in this past year also?
It
So
was
you
at
did
the
dental
end
stuff,
of 2024, so technically, yes, still within the year.
like, and then then you had the heart attack, and then coming down and helping your mom. Like it's been, but you've had like the good stuff happening in between. So
Yeah, it's
that's,
weird. It's like it's balancing out, even though the good
no,
stuff is
this is
stressy,
exciting.
you
It's
know?
stressing now, yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess you got to keep your eye on the prize, the end game.
Right, exactly. But yeah, we were talking about all kinds of things. Like I said, I think I'm gonna need a mini fridge in my room because the kitchen is so far away.
It's almost like you guys are like getting like you're starting out as newlyweds or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
But it's really, we've talked about like the artwork that we want, and do we want to keep the clock? Do we want to keep the lap sign on the wall? And and then Gemma's got this intense spreadsheet and everything is
First of
documented.
all, you guys have the same taste,
Yeah.
kind, and then you kind of talk about it. Like when my first time around was I was married to a man, so like he really didn't care. Like it was basically what I picked. I mean, we did
Yeah.
talk about it, but it was
Yeah.
basically whatever I liked, you know.
Right.
And then when we renovated, we picked it out together, but again, like it was kind of what I picked, you know. He didn't have that much of an opinion. And then when I moved in here, again, it was just me. So yeah, it's got to be kind of fun picking it out like together and or maybe not. I mean, it's good that you have the
Yeah.
same.
I mean, like, I think we agree on like the common spaces, the kitchen, the lounge. We are in total agreement. But when it comes to each of our rooms and our personal taste,
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different. I already love this community. I already love it.
Is it an area like where I live where people are on vacation? Like, is it a
No,
touristy?
because you know what? It's Brighton is the touristy zone. And when I say touristy zone, I mean like some international, but mostly like if you're here and you're gonna do a staycation, like you're gonna go to the water probably. So
Yeah.
Brighton is more like local tourists that are spending the weekend or, doing their annual family holiday and they're doing a caravan trip, like Katie mentioned, to Seaford or something, and it's close. So you go to your next biggest city, right? So they go to Brighton. So that has like the more cultural events. It's got a university. It's got an IKEA. It's got these
Yeah.
amazing little indie, shops and like stuff that you'll never find anywhere else. You know, like if you were looking for like a really unique gift for somebody, you'll find it at one of these like independent little stores. And it's one like area called the lanes where it's all these windy, streets that go kind of like upward. And there's
Yeah.
hotels. And like I said, it's, beachfront, so you have your seafood places, your casino, your marina, like all that
No.
stuff is right there in Brighton. And that's like a 10-15 minute drive from where we are. So
Yeah.
where we are the people that can't afford to live right in Brighton.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're close to it, and that's enough because maybe they don't want that. It's like we lived in suburbia, but if we wanted the action, we would go to Fort Lauderdale,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's the same feeling. Like you can get all that fun stuff. And Brighton is so gay, it's ridiculous. They have like an AIDS memorial park. They have
Oh, wow.
all the different bars and everything are all super gay. So that part of it is fantastic. And I do like we already know we have like a gay couple and a lesbian couple that live on our street already.
Oh, here you
Hazel,
go.
when we went to look at the place that Hazel's buying, the lady said, "Oh, there's a fabulous lesbian couple live right across the street from us. They got kids. It's so handy. They've helped us do all kinds of stuff." So, so they're, it's like the ones that maybe don't want that kind of action yet. They're not like they don't want that kind of bar scene or, drunken nights out, like that kind of stuff. They just want like a relatively normal home life. Like, so that's what we have. But the touristy part is right there, it's right
It's
there. So
nice to be a little bit away. Like I just I think being over the bridge
yeah.
is you're in vacation land. Although down the ways a little, and it's a walk away is where they have the restaurants and the hotel
Right,
and
right. You're just far enough away from it to not be
right.
in it, you know.
Although I have to say, when you have to go over the bridge, it's a whole different, like, that's one of the things that Thad said to me, because I was never a beach person. I'm still not a beach person. I
That
like looking
blows my
at
mind that you live at the
it.
beach. Yeah,
I like looking at it from, the
yeah,
big window across the street, but the thing is, I don't like the sand. That's the thing. But what it is that when you're on the other side of the bridge, because he used to go to the beach a lot. It's you got to make sure you time the bridge, so you got to make sure that you keep the mindfulness
yeah,
of that.
yeah,
And now you got your people on vacation, so they're looking around and maybe they're not either A, paying attention,
yeah.
and then when you get down where the bars are, when I first moved here, I'm like, I can't take these flip-flop wearing, Slurpee drinking, drunk people. I mean, if they're not drinking Slurpees, they're drinking margaritas and
Yeah, they're
beer,
like, but they're wanderers, right? They're just
wandering.
shuffling and wandering. Yeah,
Wandering. They don't know where they're going. If they're in a car, they're going slow because either they want to see
yep.
the water or they don't know where they're going.
Or they
So
or they don't
for
even know,
me,
like, can I cross here? Can I not cross here? So they're just
exactly.
wandering across the streets, right? Yeah,
And then it's me. People live here. I have a job to get to. I'm
yeah,
all, all grouchy. But
yeah,
um, that's the one thing that I have to say that I wasn't. That was you would think you want to live where people want to be on vacation, but it's sometimes it's a little bit like because you're not on vacation,
yeah,
you know, it's like get out of my way kind of a thing. But
yeah.
again,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
no, I'm not really in the midst of it. Like down in Fort Lauderdale, it's way more,
Oh, it's
you know.
so bad.
If
Yeah,
I did look at a place down that way, and there was way too much going on,
yeah.
like too much.
Yeah,
So
oh, definitely. Like that was the appeal, is that like we had the best of three worlds. So we have the neighborhood on one side, and then we have our sleepy little town that really doesn't have massive grocery stores or big warehouse shopping like Costco's and stuff like that. None of that. But then just 10 minutes in the other direction is New Haven, and they have the big grocery stores, they have the big like Home Depot kind of places,
yeah, yeah,
so in either direction we have what we need, and it's never more than 15 minutes,
yeah,
either way.
yeah.
So I think it was like, and like I like believe me when I tell you, the realtors down there are so lame and lazy, and it's just that vibe. Nobody's in a hurry, nothing's urgent, that kind of thing. But the lady who Hazel is buying her house from was probably the best source of information because she was there. She was selling this home on her own. She wasn't using realtors. So
Oh,
she was the one who gave us the tour and talked about everything. And afterwards we were just kind of standing there, by the front door. We were getting ready to leave, and Hazel said, "Can I just ask where you do your like big grocery shop from? Like, if you don't get like little deliveries here and there, is there a place where you go for your big shop?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, we go to New Haven. There's like a big Sainsbury's there, whatever." And then started talking about the area in general, and it was the stuff that you wished a realtor would have mentioned. You know,
yeah,
like, yeah, sometimes traffic can be a little much on the high street, but only during like work times, like, no, you don't want to go there, you want to go out at 9 or whatever. So you're going to leave a little bit earlier, a little bit later and miss it. And then after that, there is never like too much traffic. There's never too many people down by the water. There's never too many people out in the neighborhood. It's just the right amount of everything. And it was just like so nice to hear.
yeah,
We kind of already figured that, like Gemma and I, just because we did that little walk.
yeah.
With Hazel, we drive everywhere. With Gemma, we walk everywhere. But like with Hazel, it's like, I have favorites, franchise things that I like here. Like I like Greg's Bakery because I love their sausage rolls, and I like Costa Coffee better than Starbucks most of the time. You know,
Yeah.
like, and at the end of Hazel Street is a Greg's and a Costa. And I'm like,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it's all right there. Everything we
oh,
need is
that's
right there.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And then I was reading the social page for this place called Burger and Bird, which is the bar and restaurant that's at the end of our street that I
Mhm.
think is really cool. And they also have like rooms available upstairs. Like,
Oh,
like if you
like,
do have like relatives or guests or whatever and they can't stay with you, they can get a room
wow.
right there. And I'm like, who
Thing.
even knew? And they were hiring cleaners at the time. I was like, wow. But that's one of the other things I liked is like we've gone to 3 or 4 different places to eat, when we've been down that way, and every one of them have been perfectly acceptable. The atmosphere has been good, the food has been perfectly acceptable. There's nothing, and then I also know that they have some high-end places too, and amazing seafood, like really good seafood because it's right down there by the water. So the thing I guess like I keep reminding people is that it's like it's not the ocean. We're not living on the ocean. It's
Yeah.
it's the English Channel.
Is that what it is? I was
So
gonna
it's
ask you.
yeah,
I
so
didn't know
it's
what it was.
super choppy all the time and super windy all the time and breezy and just, it's not like calm where the waves roll in like the ocean. No, it's just like choppy.
That's cool though. I like
Yeah,
that. The
and we're like at the cliff's edge, so the water is like like yes, you can see it all the way out, but it's like down there, and especially like Brighton itself is really nice and beachy, but it's not like Florida beaches. It's not sand, it's pebbles.
oh, oh,
So
see now I would like that.
you would
I
think
I would be
it
down
hurts
there
your
all
feet, and you certainly can't sit on it for a long period of time.
well, I'd have shoes.
Yeah,
I wear
yeah,
shoes.
exactly.
I wear
But
my Doc Martens to the beach here, so I mean,
so true. But yeah, I think like you would probably be one of the like for me, I'm like, oh my God, pebbles? What? Rock beaches?
no, that's exactly what I need. I
Yeah.
need a beach without sand. I really didn't know that existed, but that's
Oh
what I
my
need.
God. Almost there's actually very few sandy beaches. All the
In
coastlines are usually like, yeah, rock beaches or pebble beaches.
we probably have that here too. I guess just not down here. I mean, maybe
I've
like in New England and stuff like that. They probably have. No,
never, never seen it. No.
no. Oh, Well, then maybe I need to come over there.
Yeah.
I'm looking into seriously getting my Italian citizenship because my dad was born in Italy.
Yeah,
And
I told you before, Deb can
yeah,
help you with that.
yeah, I got it. Remember that's right. You said that. I
Yeah,
think it's cool to have. And, as in the next couple of years, I'd like to start traveling more and I'd like to come over there. And, you never know. You never know where life's going to take you. And
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that I've been, the reason I'm
Yeah.
saying, I'm thinking
Point.
about this Italy thing because I was watching The Sopranos when the episode where Tony goes to Italy and they were walking along the beach and there were rocks. And I'm like, well, where are those beaches? Do we have?
Yes.
Now I'm hearing about them.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally, that's my aversion to the beach is I just don't like the sand getting in my shoes and getting on
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So,
So I
but
think that you would love it. Like I really do. I'm not even joking. I think first of all, it might be a little bit difficult because I know it was a huge adjustment for me to live somewhere where modern amenities aren't
yeah,
aren't the norm, whether
that's true.
it's homes, whether it's houses and everything. Like you just have to come to terms with the infrastructure sucks. The it's very overcrowded, as far as like homes and houses and flats and buildings and stuff like that. And the only time you are going to see new is it's new developments, and there's very little space, to
Yeah,
build
for new,
on, so everything gets built up. So there's
right.
plenty of high rises and stuff like that, but whether they're modern is anybody's guess,
I
but
think that's what's happening here too, but maybe
yeah,
not as much, but
yeah. Oh, definitely. Like Rick, my stepdad, he bitches about it constantly. It's just like, where are they putting people? You know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah.
every inch of space is taken. Like
Uh-huh.
it's just, and then again, it's buildings building up. It's
As
knocking
you know,
knocking leveled things down and then building higher things.
right, because you get more use out of that piece of land.
Yeah, exactly. So it's ridiculous. Like every time I go back, I say it, but I mean, this time I didn't get out all that much, but when I did, I was stunned to see some actual construction completion, you know?
Oh God, they're building the Mandarin Oriental or the Mandarin, I think that's what it's called, on Federal and Camino in Boca. That's been under construction for so long. I'm like, did they just like default and they're not
Yeah.
building this thing anymore? Like,
No, this was always
I
like
see what you're
roads,
saying. You
roads.
don't
I
see
can't
anything
believe it.
finished. You
Even
just,
like you must know because you play gigs in Miami. Like there's not a road leading into Miami that isn't under construction at some point,
oh God,
where it's
it's
like 3 or 4 lanes going down to one, or the part of the turnpike is closed, or part of 95 is closed, and you have like some detour through some gross city that you've never even been through, to get back on the road that you need to be on. And this happens all the time. So when I know that I have to leave from Miami Airport, I always tell my stepdad, look, I know my flight's not until 5, but I got to be there 3 hours early. So that means we need to leave the house at 12:45. You know what I mean? Because I never know how long it's going to take getting to Miami.
exactly. Oh,
We
you
have
never
been
know.
rerouted a couple
Never.
of times, and thankfully, it's only taken us out of our way like maybe 15 or 20 minutes. But that's precious when you are trying to,
Oh my
when you
God.
know you have a flight, you
Oh
know?
my gosh. One time I was so lost in Miami because it'll detour you and then just leave you. And this was
Yes.
before GPSs and
Right.
before even MapQuest. That's how
Oh, that
long it
happened to me too.
and it was at nighttime and it dumped us. I was with Nancy and it dumped us. I don't know how I ended up in Miami with Nancy, but for some reason it was just the two of us. And it dumped us into Hialeah. And I'm like, no one speaks English. It's like being in Cuba. And where the hell
Like
are
you
we?
just can't dip into like a gas station and ask directions.
Nobody spoke it. Yes, nobody spoke English.
Right.
And also, the signs, and it just was detour and then nothing. Like, where do we go? So what I decided to do out of desperation was follow the airport sign, because I'm like, I know if I get to the airport, it'll take me into 95 at some
Yeah,
point. Airports
yeah.
usually take you out into like a main road. And that's what we did, because I asked a couple of people. It was like I was in another country. Like, nobody spoke English.
What I
So
did, I waited till I saw a cop car, and I like literally signaled the cop car and got out, and I was crying, like I was in tears. I was like halfway to Opa-laka,
it's true. Oh my God.
And I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I am. And
Yeah.
the guy's like, "Oh my God, okay, calm down."
Ah,
You know, but that was how like I had to like literally flag down a cop because I was shaking, sweating, scared, crying, and everything I was doing was wrong. You know what I mean? And you can't make a wrong move because everything is like 3 lanes, 4 lanes, 5 lanes. If you're stuck on one side and you have to get all the way over to exit,
oh
I'm
my God. You
I
can't.
missed like
Yeah.
3 or 4 exits and I was like panicking again.
My
It
God.
was
Or if you
it
get
was
trapped in the in that fast lane, if you get trapped in it, you can't get
it,
over because of those things, those
yeah,
sticks. Yeah.
like
I
that's
mean,
why I'm
it's
so
stressful. You
thankful
know where you're going.
where Rick is like he's so good, about getting me to Miami and picking me up and everything. And he's like he takes the expressways, the express lanes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You have to
Yep.
know, though, where they end, just in
Right,
case you get
right.
trapped in one, But
Yep. But
I
yeah,
love
like
Rick.
I've only driven to Miami once, and that was literally to the Jackie Gleason Theater near,
Yeah.
near South Beach, and that
That's
was
where I
it.
saw Ellen a
Yeah,
million years ago.
yeah, near Alton Road or whatever, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Collins, Washington Avenue. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
The
that was
old,
it. I will never do
everybody
it
went on
again.
vacation.
Like
That's what we
white knuckled the whole time. I'm like, no, no. Yeah,
And
I hate it.
speaking of roads, did you see? I know you saw that they painted over the gay pride flag in the middle of the night, in the middle of a rainstorm. Like
Now you're talking about Del Rey.
Del Rey, yes, that's what I
And they
meant to
did
say.
it. They also did it in Key West.
Oh, at the same time, did they do it
Days
yesterday?
of Days, the same week.
Wow,
Week.
like really? I mean, it looked so nice when especially, it should have been refreshened, if anything.
I
It should have been freshened up.
I
And
mean, you know what the thing of it is, like it's so it gets more and more obvious, like so they did it in Orlando and that was sacrilegious because they did it by Pulse where that
yeah,
was painted for the victims of the shooting, right? So that was wow. Charlie Kirk shot and killed. Holy crap.
he was killed. Oh
Yes.
my God, I saw he was shot. They didn't say what the.
He died
Oh my God, wow.
shot right in the neck.
I'm
But I
so.
mean, like, so, like, Orlando was horrible and awful for them to do that to the crosswalk, and they say that it has to do with the Department of Transportation saying that it's not safe. It's not safe. They should be all painted, properly. But
Yeah,
then if you go to Daytona, they've got the Daytona flag. The checkered flags.
yeah, yeah.
Crosswalks are. They didn't bother changing those. Those
Why
aren't
is that?
dangerous.
Why are they saying it's not safe? What's not safe about it?
They're saying it's distracting.
I don't know. Yeah, but yet they have other things, like they allow the people to put the things on the side of the road. I've always kind of been against that. Like when someone gets killed in
Yeah,
an
that
accident,
or like just the signage on
that's
like on street
distracting.
lights and stuff for like
I find that's
upcoming events and festivals and all that. Like you're gonna allow that and say that's not
distracting.
distracting.
Exactly.
So
Right.
I mean, like it's just too much. It's too far, and it's too obvious that it's just homophobic. You know,
Yeah.
if you're
And
not
to
gonna do
middle
it
of the
for all
night.
of them,
Yeah.
yeah,
But the decision wasn't even made. I think that's the thing. The jury was still out. As far as I know, the fight was still going on. And they did it in the middle of the night, in the middle of a rainstorm, which washed the paint around. So it just looks like a big
yeah,
muck,
yeah.
nothing. you know,
I think,
like,
the Orlando people were just not giving up, man. They were going out there and repainting it, and then they were sealing it,
wow.
like so that it was just like, I mean, it's just, Florida is just, it blows my mind. It's like you can't have an abortion, you can't, you can't.
My
I mean, like you can't, have a rainbow crosswalk, but you can get a gun pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, and like my thing is, aren't there other things they should be worrying about, like other fights they should be taking up? I just think that there are more things for them to be concerned about, the government, as
Yeah, but
other than,
I always feel like when they do something like this and the amount of attention it gets and the amount of division it creates and hate it promotes, it becomes this huge distraction. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking something bigger is going down. Like something bigger is going to happen to keep us, over here while they do something over there.
yeah,
That
maybe.
always makes me like super nervous
Yeah, I don't know. That could be. Although they
because
did do,
I can't imagine that that's the focus, when there's so many other things. Like this guy, I mean, the political violence is wrong, I get it, but this was a guy that when he was 18, he started this conservative young American group called Turning Point. And
yeah,
he was whipping up the youth into that backwards thinking that under the guise of being conservative, like
yeah,
trad wives at home, having babies, not working, that kind of stuff. Like he was bringing that to the forefront for his generation, who for the longest time, like wanted modernization, wanted to be, you know, moving forward with things and maybe less tradition, you know.
yeah.
And he was going, no, no, it's okay to do that. It's okay to be church going. It's okay to want Second Amendment gun rights. He promoted this. The last thing he said when he got shot, what there was a question posed to him, and they said, "Do you know how many mass shootings have happened in the country as of today?" And he said, "Are you talking gang related or individual?" Boom,
Oh my God.
right?
That happened? Oh
Yeah.
wow. I didn't hear the story. I just saw something on social media quickly because I was didn't have a chance to
It has
really
been
read it
nonstop.
today.
But
That he got shot.
this is the thing that kills me with stuff like this is that um and you know what? It was one shot. So when they say the shooters at large shelter in place, like the no, his mission was accomplished. He's
And they
not
got him.
yeah. No, they did not get
They
him.
didn't get him? Oh, I
No.
thought they got him.
There was a guy that confessed to it and they had him down on the ground,
Oh,
handcuffed him, but he had no gun. So
why
they're
would you
like,
confess? I always wonder about that.
distract the police so that the shooter got away.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Wow. That's crazy.
Because
That
right
just,
now, no suspect yet, manhunt ongoing.
oh
But the
my
thing that gets me is that this is going to get all kinds of attention. He was young, he was 31, he had a wife and two kids. Oh, he's done so much for the Republican Party, the youth base, he had his pulse on what the youth were interested in, all this other stuff. Meanwhile, how like 2 months ago, the congresswoman in Minnesota and her husband shot dead in their house and their dog too. And
Oh
because
no.
they were Democrats,
Um,
no publicity about it.
Oh man.
And it's just
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now the media is so unbalanced and they are driving this narrative. Like we all feel the division, we all feel the hate, but the media coverage is adding to it more so, I think, or maybe even just as much as social media,
yeah.
you
They
know?
do. It's
They
true.
just can't seem it's terrible, like, right? It's just absolutely terrible. And the reason I couldn't believe that the Key West crosswalks got painted is because Women Fest just ended. Like Women Fest
Right.
is
It's
just
in
going on
September.
right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The first week in September or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw the post, it was from Heather Crothers, who used to own Pearls, who's was a mayor. I think she was the mayor of Key West for a little while too, and
Oh,
now
oh.
she's does real estate down there. So I've always followed her because we've always had a business relationship.
Mhm.
Like she would book us every year for, what, even when she didn't have pearls anymore, she still
Yeah.
invited us to do like Christmas events and things like that. So we've always had like a business relationship, but it was her post that I saw. And I actually like messaged or I left a comment there that said, we'd love to have you on our podcast and talk more about this because, I'm just stunned that it happened in Key West.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, you would think they'd leave
I
that
mean, that
alone,
is the gayest place ever.
right? Like,
Even
just
not during Pride or not during Women Fest. It's just so liberal and
yeah.
easygoing, and there's no conservative nature anywhere there. Like there's people that literally wear fucking loincloths, you know, riding scooters, It's like there's anything goes down there, but apparently not a rainbow crosswalk.
You know what's funny? I played on a side note, I unrelated. I played at a an American Cancer Society Relay for Life event. I played the whole state of Florida, like from Apopka all the way down to Key West, like different
Yeah.
places one year. And so I did, Key West has a high school. Like they invited me to play there.
Yeah,
And
they
I'm like,
do.
I didn't know people grew up in Key West and went to high school. It was just
Well,
funny. Like,
there's so many streets that are residential.
there are. Yeah, I just don't know why. I always thought it was like a party island or something, and it was like
It's so
I never
small
thought of
that you
people
don't
going
think
up
about
there.
that, but yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Like, but it
But you
is.
do
It's like,
have to leave if you want to like go to college or
yeah,
anything further than
but
high school.
it reminds me of what you just said. Like, it's a touristy place, and yet there's people that live there, and you got to
Yeah,
wonder how many of them are going, "Oh my God, pedal that bike faster. I'm trying to get to work."
right. Oh my gosh, that's gotta be
The
for
whole thing of it
real.
is that like I
Yeah.
did my research when we were when we used to have to be down there, and the whole island is only 4 miles wide,
Oh,
and I
see?
think like three
Right.
miles long, right? Three or
Yeah,
four
because
miles
I
long,
think there's like a Publix or a Winn-Dixie before you get to all of
right?
that.
Before you,
That's your last place
yeah,
if you want to like really do
right.
shopping or
But it's not far, like it's
no,
only,
it's not that far, right?
yeah.
And I stayed at a place, they put me up at like a bed and breakfast, no internet, no television. Like,
Oh,
how do you, what am I going to do here? It
wow.
was like I was
Well, they
freaking
want you to
out
go out
one
and spend money like
night.
bars and
Yeah.
restaurants
You're
and
supposed to get
shopping
drunk
and
and
yeah.
pass out
Yeah.
and not care about a TV.
Oh my God, it's so true. But yeah, that really, really frost my cookies.
I'm in Orlando, like that was like they should have just left that. I actually
That felt targeted.
I
That felt
played
very
at this
targeted.
at the sister club to Pulse, um, when I played an event up there with the girls from the coffee place, from the Les Beans,
Oh
Les
yeah.
Beans coffees. It was Lilith Fe no,
Lilith
Lilish
Fair.
Fest.
Yes.
Lilith Lilith Fair was the real one. You know
Yeah.
how I play something just a little off the real
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Lilish Fair, not Lilith
feel like I
Fair.
remember that.
Yeah, that's how I met the girls.
Yeah.
And we were playing at it. And
Was the place called the Parliament?
it was, I want to say it may have been Pulse. And then I went to the sister place later on and played there. I forget now. That reminded me of it. I didn't even realize it. So it may have been Pulse where Lilish Fair was,
Mhm.
or the sister club. And I don't remember the name of it because there were two of them
Yeah.
right near each other.
Yeah.
And I just
I
can't
think,
believe.
it really hurts my heart though. I mean, like I just think about like I Orlando Pride was such a s- small, believe it or not, Pride Fest, but it was so fun. And
Yeah,
the organizers were so lovely. Like they put me and Donna up at a beautiful hotel. To this day, we talk about those beds. It was like
yeah.
a hug. It was like a hug. It was ridiculous. And I think I was dating Rena at the time, and Rena had worked it all out for us so that we weren't bothered by the details. She was just like, "Here you go, show up at the
Nice.
W or whatever the hotel was." I think it was like the W or whatever, but it was these gorgeous rooms, unlike anything we had ever had before. and this um happy hour networking cocktail event and
Yeah.
everything, like to meet the people that were organizers and all that kind of stuff. And then the next day, like at the park, it was so fun. It was just the right size where you felt like you got to do everything.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to see every stall, you got to see every act from the stage. You saw friends, and there was so much different food, and but it was all in this nice, kind of condensed area. And it was one of my all-time favorite
I've
prides.
never been to Orlando Pride. That's interesting. I
It's so
never.
nice. I always wanted to go to St. Pete Pride because that's another good one.
I heard that's a good one.
That's a
Yeah.
really, really good one. And my friend goes every year, and her pictures just get better and better and better. And I'm like, God, they're just doing so much over there.
Oh, yeah.
And
A lot of times it's the same time as the one here in Fort Lauderdale,
is
St.
it?
Pete.
I always thought it was a little different. No,
I
maybe.
thought it was I thought it was at the same time as one here because I would like be playing here, so I couldn't go there. But maybe I wasn't playing at a Pride thing. And I thought there was maybe. Is it in February? Is it the one in February?
I'm not quite sure, but I know that my friend that lived in St. Pete was able to go to that one and yet still come to ours because I got pictures
Oh,
of us together at ours. So it must be maybe 2 weekends difference or something like that.
maybe. It could
Yeah,
be. Yeah.
yeah. But there's a lot of I'm noticing, and it's so brave because like, you know, I, talk to my friends, that are still in Florida, and you can hear the concern in their voices about going out, going to Pride, going to gay events and stuff like that. There's like a little bit of concern there,
Yeah.
and maybe fear, or the ones that have jobs that work for gay organizations are completely fearful of losing their funding and their donations and all that stuff, losing their jobs
Yeah,
because
the
they're not going to have
nonprofits.
this, right?
Yeah.
But yet I I'm so torn because it's like you want to go and you want to support, and you don't want these places to go out of business. You want them to stay in business, and yet you're torn about feeling uncomfortable now. But what I'm noticing is that a lot of really good comedians, whether it's Judy Gold, I think was just in Florida, Jessica Kirson, just in Florida, Dana Goldberg, always in and out, always doing
Yeah.
events and stuff. So it's like I'm really happy that they're not detoured, that
No.
like
Yeah.
their ticket sales aren't taking a hit, and they're not, I
I
mean,
don't think it stops the people because the people that really want to be up there because you want to do your thing. Like you don't want to let that stop you.
right,
So,
right.
like
You feel like they're winning, that means they win if they
yeah.
stop you from doing something or changing your routine, or when they were like, don't let the terrorists win. Well, don't let the homophobes win. Same
Like when
thing.
we the Pride Fest that I played at, that when everybody was saying, "Oh, it was gonna," you were here for a couple of years ago, when they were
Right,
like, "Oh,
right.
don't go." And
Oh
then it
yeah, right,
wasn't, but I was
exactly.
like, I'm not going to let that stop me, so take me out doing what I love to do,
Right, yeah,
I mean,
right,
that's the way, when Judy and I were playing, when there was the shooter that was going around, if you remember years ago, and he was the kid that was shooting from the trunk of the car or the back, and they just did, it was so random. They didn't know where they were going to show up.
yeah,
I
that's
don't know if
tough,
you
yeah,
remember that. They were telling people not to do outdoor things because
right,
people were getting randomly shot.
right,
And Judy and I were just like, and Judy goes, "Well, how bad will it be? I'll be singing a note and I'll get taken out doing what I love to do." And we didn't let it stop us because it's
right,
like I
right,
kind of just feel like, don't let it stop you, and
right,
B, when your time's up, your time's up. It could be any time.
exactly,
So
yeah. I mean, we talk about that all the time because, like, for a while there, Gemma was just like so fearful of mass shootings,
yeah,
because just one after another, after another, after another.
it
Um,
crosses your mind when you're
yeah,
in
yeah, and
places.
she,
It
yeah,
does,
I said,
but
I think if it used to be where your thought was, what are the chances? You know what I mean? Like, what's the probability of, me being at this particular grocery store at this particular
Yeah,
time and this
yeah.
now you can't really say that. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Because it's
God,
becoming
yeah.
so, like I can't I honestly feel like if I was still in school, I would have dropped out. I'd have been like, I can't with these school shootings. There's another one today.
Got the kids
There's
that
another
were in
one an hour before Charlie Kirk in
we
Denver.
got kids in church that were in
Yes.
mass.
Yeah.
I mean, and little 10-year-olds,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I just
I know. And
get it.
this Charlie Kirk thing, like that's in Utah. Like
Yeah,
Mormon country, isn't it? Mormon country?
anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
Anywhere. And with that going on, why do we have to worry about what's painted on the road? Like,
Yeah.
let's worry
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
why this is happening. And really, it's a lot of it too is the psychology of people. Like, people don't always look behind why this is, who's doing it, like, why is it happening?
It's such, I mean, honestly, it's the gun laws. When you leave gun laws up to the states and your red states are going to be like, protecting their Second Amendment rights and yep, go out, buy a gun, doesn't matter, no background check, doesn't matter if you have mental
And
illness.
there should be a check. There should definitely be the
There
check.
should be,
I,
exactly, but this is the thing, is like that people that support the Second Amendment right are so fearful that Democrats or gun laws, gun safety is going to affect their ability to buy guns, and that's not what people are trying to do. They're not trying to regulate that law. They're trying to get, background checks and wait
right.
periods and the age,
Yes.
like to be of a certain age instead of being 18. I mean, there's
Yeah.
places where you can buy guns, but you can't even vote.
Yeah, there shouldn't be,
You buy a gun, but not
there should
walk into a
definitely
bar
be
and
a
buy a
wait
beer.
period. Yeah, right?
Should be a
You
wait
can
period
drink,
all the
but
time
there
because
should be the wait period and there should be the
mental
background
health,
check for
yeah,
sure.
background checks
But
and mental
it is
health
left up
is
to
a
the
big
state.
concern.
Yeah, definitely. It is left up to the state, though, I think, right?
Yeah,
Because that's what you said. Because New York State, I had a friend who her husband had an arsenal. I couldn't even believe how many guns he had. I didn't even know he liked guns. But then he got into a couple of fights in bars, and he wasn't allowed to own a gun anymore in the state of New York because of that, because he got into fights. Now, it didn't even involve a gun, but because he had this temper,
criminal background.
yeah, and also because I guess because he was unhinged. And I'm
You
sure they had
cannot
more
sell
legal
a gun
terms.
to someone because they're unhinged. There's got to be something on
Well,
record.
he got arrested,
Well,
like
there you
because
have
of
it. Yeah,
bar fights. That's
right.
what I meant to say.
Yeah,
He had a
yeah.
couple of arrests. I mean, he didn't go to jail for it, but he actually went to prison for something else, something a bit like white collar crime. But that's a whole other story. But the thing is that he did get arrested for these fights, and that's why he didn't spend time in prison. But I
Right.
thought that was good because if somebody is that unhinged
Yes.
anyway to get into a
That's what
fight
I
in a bar and
mean.
be
Yes.
arrested,
Yeah.
they should have an arsenal of guns at home,
I
so
mean, yeah, of course, definitely. But there's states that I think, and this is just my opinion, like Florida, with a governor who's kissing this president's ass constantly, um, who change. I mean, I think red states change their laws to be lax and loose, because that's the attitude that comes out of the White House. Like protect your Second Amendment. They're going to take your guns. They're going to take your guns. They're going to take your guns, and they whip everybody up into being like overly, you know, um, to the point of them going, well, you know what? We're going to be open carry, no permit. Florida, no permit, open carry. They were never
yeah,
like
that's
that until
yeah,
DeSantis got into
it's
office. So I do think that there should be some kind of nationwide gun safety, no
yeah,
bump stocks, no, all those things that you can buy to make like, automatic rifles out of non-automatic, guns. And
right.
I
I mean,
can't just like it's,
obviously, people are if somebody wants to be me if the bad guys are going to get the guns anyway, or there are other ways to kill people, mass ways, but whatever. But there should be control over who can just walk in and buy a gun. I mean, there should be
Yeah,
something
I
in
firmly believe that.
place. Like you got to go to
Yeah.
get your permit. You got to go learn how to shoot the gun. You got to go learn, you got to learn how to
Well,
handle the
the thing
gun.
of it is like I
So,
now that I've been living here as long as I have, and I've heard people in other countries say all it took was one school shooting, and now no one can buy a gun anymore. Like you do have to go to a school, you have to get a permit. There's regulations on what you can get. So you don't see a lot of gun violence over here. None.
yeah,
You don't see.
yeah.
When I first moved here, there was a gun shop at the end of the street, not even there anymore, just gone because people can't, they make it so hard to get a permit. Like, yeah, you want to go hunting or you want to shoot clay pigeons. That's one thing, but you still have to have a permit, you know, and they're like you can't shoot pigeons in residential, community areas, can't shoot foxes.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
None of that kind of stuff. You want to go up north where there's no one and you want to shoot, pheasants for dinner and, that kind of thing on your estate, then yeah, go do that. But there are no school shootings. Are they stabbings? A lot of stabbings. Yeah, a lot of stabbings. But I mean, a lot of people survive those. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, you can't. Yeah,
But
you got to get up close to the person.
every other place, and I'm pretty sure you can pull up something about it, but every place that's ever had a school shooting, every country has changed their gun laws immediately,
Yeah,
immediately, so that they can say they've only had one. You know what I mean? Not
yeah.
USA, man. For like 4,000, I think 4,000 they've had now.
I
It's
don't. I
just
don't. Yeah,
insane. Mass shootings are just insane, and other countries just don't. They aren't having it. They look at us and go, "What is wrong with them?"
yeah,
What is
yeah,
wrong with them? I mean, there are so many other ways to protect yourself, and they think that a gun is the answer all the
yeah.
time. Like, it's so embarrassing to be over here and be
But
American.
but then I mean, absolutely. But then you see like the Boston Marathon thing. That wasn't like people will find ways, but I think we also have to look at the mental health and how many people are not being treated the right way with
It's
mental
very
health.
different, though, when you talk about mass shootings and school shootings. You're talking about domestic, mentally ill white men, mostly. You
Yeah,
know,
mostly.
So like
Yep. Yeah,
four
true.
mass shootings had
True.
to do with trans people.
Yeah,
4,000 were domestic Americans with mental health issues, right? That's a statistic I've been seeing a lot
and it's
lately.
never a woman. We don't do
It's
that
rare. It's happened,
very
but it's rare.
rarely. Has it? Has it happened?
Yeah, but it's
Rarely.
rare. But the thing of it is like that's different than terrorists. Like
Right.
like the
Right.
Boston bombers were bombers, they were terrorists. Plane hijackings, terrorists, that kind of like bomb planting in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma was a white guy, you know what I mean? So, but I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah, the
very
Unabomber.
different. Like it's
Yeah.
just like mass especially these school shootings.
Oh
It
my God. I
breaks
couldn't
your
even
heart.
hear this. I couldn't hear that story.
Oh,
So, on a different note,
I
I'm going to I got my mom, Joan M, yet another piece of exercise equipment.
oh boy.
It's kind of like an elliptical, but it's a bike. So not really a bike. You do this with your feet, right? So you do this,
Yep.
but with your feet, and then you could do this with your arms.
Okay.
So you could like move your feet out this way and move them up. They're on like pulleys, and then you can do your arms. So I'm trying to get her to move. So they delivered it day before yesterday. and she's like chomping at the bit. Like, when are you coming to put it together? Are you coming? Because my legs aren't very good today. I could be getting stronger if you would put the handles on it and put it together. And
Yeah.
last night, my sister Marianne had to go help my Nancy get her into bed because Jeanette was supposed to come and put the handles on. I would have been stronger, but she didn't put them on. And
Oh
tomorrow,
my God.
so Marianne and I are going tonight to put the handles on this thing.
Oh my God. By the weekend,
I
she'll be
told
stepping
her
away.
she's got to do it. We're
Yeah.
going to put it together tonight and she's got to do it.
I'm
So,
listening. I'm listening to you talk about getting your mother to exercise, and on my end, we're getting more and more stability handles put into the house because
oh,
my
she's got
mom,
those.
yeah, my mom
Yeah.
has just like gone down, downward. Yeah,
You do in a chair. I should say that. It's not a standing thing. But I'm trying to find things that she can do. Like, you sit in your favorite chair and do this.
yeah,
Because she needs to keep what little strength she has.
yeah,
She
yeah,
can't like get up by herself at all
yeah.
and get up by herself and get the walker and go anywhere, like nothing. In fact, even at night and in the morning, you got to get her up, like practically pick her up bodily. She has no more strength in her legs, and get her in the wheelchair and wheel her into the other room. And I'm like, you should be walking from room to room. Like, why are you not doing this? It's because you sit in the chair too many hours, you're getting weak.
What it
You
is.
so, but she's 90. She's going to be 92 next month. So it's like, I'm 92. I'm 91 years old. What do you expect?
Yeah,
But I'm like, if you want to go out with us, we have to be able to get you up. So we're trying to just have her maintain that little bit of strength so
yeah,
we can get her in and out of a car,
yeah.
and in and
Oh,
out of a wheelchair.
believe me when I tell you, like when I was just home, my mom, um, so my mother doesn't fall down. She just like sort of melts to the ground, you know, like just
Yeah, yeah,
she'll
that
say,
happens. Yeah,
she'll
you got to
say,
help them down though, right? Like, so they
she'll
don't just.
say I'm going down, like I'm going down.
Yeah, yep,
And
yep, yep,
there's no holding her up because all of a sudden it's dead weight.
yep. Dead
So
weight.
I took her to the dentist. We were coming out and I had her in the wheelchair in the shade. And I went and got the van and I pulled up and I opened the passenger door and I rolled her towards it. And she, gets herself like up and she holds on to the arm of the on the door and she holds on and then she has to turn herself around, which is the hard part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the hard part. Yes.
Because
Do you
she
have
has
that
one
thing?
one leg that doesn't work at all and never has, right, from the MS. So no signal from her brain can help that leg. So the good leg now, after 30 years of having MS, is not a good leg anymore. So that one's weak too. So she manages to very slowly get herself turned around. So her butt's leaning
That's the
against
hard
the
part
seat,
with the
right?
car. Yep, yep,
Butt's leaning against the seat. And it used to be where you could bend her good leg and stick it on the
yeah,
floorboard or the
yeah,
running board.
yeah,
And then all you had to do was pick up her bad leg and she
yeah,
would hold that handle,
yeah.
and pull herself up. Now she's got no arm strength to pull herself up.
God.
And she doesn't have the good leg. She can't get the good leg up on the running board. So I have to put that up there. And then I have to, grab her bad leg and bend it and put it on the running board.
I
And
know.
as I do this in the 100-degree heat, in this I like honestly like blazing leather seat and car handles and everything, right?
Yep, yep, yep.
So I'm trying to do that and she's not understanding that because she doesn't have the strength to pull herself up anymore, now her butt's not on the seat,
Oh
just
God,
against it. So she starts slipping and one foot goes down, the other foot goes down, and then
God.
she's holding on to
Goes
me.
down. Oh my
Her,
God.
her head comes forward, she bonks me in the face,
Oh
and
my God.
I start falling backwards, but I'm
Oh,
holding on to her arms as she's going down, and all I'm waiting for is for her butt to hit the running board, and then I know she's going to be okay, and I can let go and fall backwards.
and how do you get her back up?
Her, I was like a turtle on my shell.
Oh
Like
my
I could
God. Oh,
barely
you
get myself
fell?
up.
You
I
actually fell
fell
back?
backwards. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant
I
like
would
you just
love to
backed
show you the
away.
bruises. I still have the bruises
Oh my God. I didn't know you actually fell.
onto the curb. My back hit the curb,
Oh my
the
God.
hot cement, and not to mention that. But then, so I'm struggling and I get myself up, and she's like, now she's just kind of like sitting, like her butt is actually on the running board and her legs are in front of her. But like when people talk about the mom strength, like a mom could lift a car off her kid. I was sweating, drenched when I tell you, drenched from just getting myself up. That I literally said, "All right, let's go, let's go." And I grabbed her by the elbows. She was holding on to here. I'm
Oh
holding her
my
elbows.
God.
Get her, she has no core strength either. No core strength. So I get her like standing, and then I lift her hands up and I'm like, just hold the bar. Don't try and pull, just hold it. So as she held the bar, I just grabbed her around like her calves behind her knees and lifted her up and put her in, swung her, swung her legs in, closed the door, come around my side, get in. The air,
Oh my
it's like
God.
wrenched, right? Now you have to like now add the physical to the mental, right? So she goes, we're sitting in the car and she goes, "Oh my gosh, Denise, you're sweating so bad." She's pulling out tissues and she's dabbing my face, and
Oh,
Kleenex is sticking to the sweat. And I'm like,
oh my
all right,
God.
I'm fine. Like I was more mad at myself
Oh my
than
God.
anything,
I
right?
didn't realize you fell too. Jeez.
It's better. It gets better. So now and mind you, there was not one person out there. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
No
Oh my
one's ever
God.
outside in
See?
Florida, right?
Yeah.
No one around to help, no one. So we get going and we get out. My mom goes, "Let's stop and get a cold. Let's just go through a drive-through and get a cold drink because you're just sweating." And I'm like, so we go through Wendy's. I get her an iced tea. I get a Diet Coke. We're on the way home. We get home, pull in the driveway. I use the
You
remote,
gotta get her out.
open up the garage door. I get her wheelchair out of the car. She gets in the wheelchair, and like an idiot, I should have brought her through the front door. Even though there's a step that's really difficult to get the chair over, I should have, but I didn't. So I wheel her through the garage, and now we're at the laundry room door. And there's two shelves on either side of her, and there is a pretty decent cement step. So
Oh
she holds
no.
on to the step. She gets her good leg sort of up, and I'm trying to help her, right? So I'm bent down behind her. Her butt is doing this and hitting me in the head.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
trying to lift her by the ankle to get her foot up. And what does she say? Going down, going down
Oh my God.
again,
At least,
again.
oh
This
my
time
God.
she
She
turned,
warned you at least.
she
I'm
warned
going.
me. But now it's like, now she's sitting on that step. And again, we're in the garage. It's 100 degrees. I'm like,
Now you gotta pick her up again.
JD, when I tell you, I tried for 10 minutes and I am
Oh,
like, now I start like I'm crying because I'm panicking. Like, I feel like she's been out in the heat too, and she's laughing. She was like, "Why are you crying?"
oh my God.
I'm fine. I'm not hurt. I'm okay. And I'm like, Mom, I'm crying because I can't help you and I don't know what to do. I tried picking her up this way. I tried getting her feet in front of her and setting them on the ground really firm. And then by the
God.
time I would go to bring my hands up to hold her, her legs would fall over because she has no control. They're just nothing's happening. And then her core strength, right? She's doing this, and I'm like
Nothing.
grabbing her arms and pulling her because
Nothing to pull from.
if she goes backwards, she's gonna hit her head on the cement.
Oh my
And now
God.
the power wheelchair is in the doorway because that's where we leave it because normally she can get in and get into it. but she's so much weaker now. And because she was sick the week before, that took its toll. So
Yeah, yeah.
I am struggling and I don't know how to. I'm trying to think. I'm like, oh my God, maybe a towel. Maybe if I twist the towel and put it around her core, like I can pull her up that
Oh,
way.
like a gate belt.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
didn't work. Nope, that did not
Does
work.
she have a gate belt?
No, but believe me, we have a list of things that her were
Yeah,
to the
she'll
GP.
need that. Yeah.
So it was just not happening. And now I'm sweating more and I'm crying more. And my mom was like, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do to help you. I know that you can't help yourself. And I feel like I'm failing both of us here. And I don't know what to
Aw.
do. And she was like, I know what to do. And I'm like, what? And she was, call Rick.
Oh, Rick. Where was Rick?
He was at work.
Oh,
So
came home.
I called him and I'm like, she's down on the step of the meeting room door in the garage. And he was like, all right, well, I was working in Parkland and I've already left. I'm on my way home. I'm like 3 minutes
Oh,
away.
oh,
Just get
wow.
her a cold drink. Just get her a
Oh
cold
my
drink so she
God.
doesn't overheat. So I get run back to the car, which
Oh
was
my
still running for the last 15 minutes.
God.
And I get our drinks out
Jeez.
and I give her, and I have to hold one arm to keep her sitting forward and then hold the iced tea for her to drink out of so she can still hold the shelf because I just thought she was going to go flat backwards with no core strength.
Oh my
It was
God.
like she had to keep leaning like really far forward. Like it was just the worst. And then so Rick gets home. He steps right past her, which I was afraid to do,
Yeah.
afraid to try and step over her because what if I fall and I crush her or I pull down a shelf or what, whatever. So I couldn't get behind her. And so I was in front of her and I felt like I was like wedged between the manual wheelchair and the power wheelchair and
God.
her. And so Rick comes in, steps around her, picks her up by the armpits, like underneath
Oh my God, like a doll.
the chair, like a rag doll. And she's in the house, right? So I'm like, oh my God, now I'm just absolutely drenched. Like it looked like somebody dunked me in a pool. And my mom, I'm like, all right, let's get you know, your clothes off and put your nice nightgown on, nightie on or whatever, moo so that you cool down. And I'm getting her water and I'm getting her nightgown on her. And she looks at me and she goes, my gosh, look at your hair. Are you are you sweating? And I'm like,
Are
yes.
you sweating?
I'm like, she goes, is that from sweating? And I'm like, yes. She goes, why are you sweating? And I'm like, because I just had to try and pick you up 10 times. And she goes, me? And I'm like, because you fell.
Oh
You
my
fell in
God.
the garage. And she was like, I fell? And I was
She didn't
like,
remember?
didn't remember. And
Oh
I'm
my,
like, twice. She was like, two times. Where? What do you mean twice? And I'm like, at the
oh my
dentist.
God.
I did
I
not
mean,
fall at the dentist. Outside at the car, you fell. Oh God. Oh, I can't. Did I really? I'm like, yeah.
oh my God. I mean, there's good and bad in that, right? Because she doesn't remember. She's not going to stress
Yeah.
over
I mean, like I've come to that conclusion that it's not even the memory thing that bugs me because, thank God she forgets the
the bad stuff. Yeah.
indignities, the falling and the
Right, right.
bathroom accidents and all that kind of stuff.
But it's tough on the caregiver, like my sister Nancy.
Yeah.
My
Oh my
Nancy
God.
can't move. Like that's part of the reason we're going there tonight. In fact, I probably should get going pretty
Yeah.
soon because we're going to help put her to bed tonight because Nancy can't do it by herself anymore. So
Think about there's these and I think you can find it on Amazon because Rick has gotten one now. There's this thing that wedges between the two mattresses.
yeah.
That's how it stays in place and it is a handle. So
Oh,
if
I'll
your
look
mom
for that.
stands up from the wheelchair, she can hold on to the handle,
Oh,
at
okay.
least
She
get
uses
herself
a
seated so
walker.
that all you have to do is lift her legs in.
That might be better than the walker because the walker is like you got the rest of it in the way. So
Right. So this is
it's
just the handle. And then Rick also got one that goes around the toilet. So it's on both, the handles are on both sides of the toilet.
yeah,
Other big,
yeah.
because the chair's in front of her, she can use the chair, but in order to stand, she can use that, you know?
I got to see if we could get that for her because the toilet in Joni's house in Nancy's place where Joni was living is not up against the wall. She had the bars in the other house,
Yeah.
but
My mom, yeah.
but there's a thing that you could stick in the door jamb, like that's like do you have that for your mom in the door jamb of the car? That's like a handle that so when they're getting in, it's something to hold on to. I'll send you a picture
Yeah,
of that.
send me a link or a picture of it
Somebody
because
invented this.
yeah. No,
It's
I know what you're talking about. I just
on
don't
the other
know
side. So
how to
like
look it
here's
up.
the
Yeah.
dashboard, and then on the other side
Yeah.
they can lean on
Yeah,
something.
there's like a spot on the car door that it goes in,
Yeah,
right?
that sticks in. Yeah, it's like a pointy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I have heard of that. But
yeah,
like I said
it's a
before this,
helpful little tool.
you know, after she was like, I fell, like she didn't even remember or whatever. And now, Rick's home, he's already showered, he's getting dinner ready or whatever. And I'm standing there and I'm like, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I was like looking at what I look like. And then I'm looking at him and he's like, cooking away.
Nobody's getting it
My
that you
mom
need
is
something.
my mom is already on the couch on her iPad
Oh my
scrolling. And I was like,
God.
I can't believe how casual they are about this. Like
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I said, you know what? We need to have a talk. We need to have a talk right now. And Rick's like, what do you, what? And I'm like, I am extremely terrified to fly back home now, even though you're back, but he works. He still goes to work day in
Yeah,
and
because that happened. Thank God he was 3 minutes away. But I mean,
but I mean, somebody would have been with her because my mother would not leave the house
true.
alone. So that's not an
Right.
issue. But the thing of it is that like now I'm over the top concerned about how unsafe the house is.
Yeah.
Like there
Yeah.
needs to be a ramp at the front door. There needs no more in and out through the garage for her. She needs to be able to, to go right out. Like someone needs to be able to wheel her right out through the front door. And I'm like, there needs to be, stuff by the bed. There needs to be, stuff instead of having, she has this basket and like in every bathroom next to the toilet, there's a basket with her poise pads and fresh underwear and butt wipes and cleanups and Clorox wipes and all this for all the times that she has like accidents or whatever in the bathroom, right? But it's on the floor. So, no core strength is got to lean over
Yeah.
and reach it.
Yeah.
Like all those baskets need to be up on something so that they're higher. I swear to you, I went on this huge rant that went on for like a half an hour about everything that needed to be changed and everything. My mom's still scrolling, not hearing anything. And Rick is like, oh my, like Rick's making notes in his phone.
Making
Like,
the list.
he's
Oh my
making a list,
God.
right? So then I'm like, okay, I have to go outside and have a cigarette because I'm gonna die. So I go outside and I'm sitting there and I'm smoking and I call Gemma and I'm crying and crying
Oh my
about how
God.
awful this all was and everything. And then I'm like, okay, all right, I feel better now. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. You go to sleep. I'm gonna grab something to eat. And then I go back in and I'm standing there and he's fussing around at the oven, like cooking on the stove, and I look at my mom and she's scrolling the iPad and I'm like, you know what, you guys,
Back to
I
normal.
said, I just ran in my bedroom, got a baseball hat because I looked like a mess, and I changed my t-shirt and I was like, grab the car keys and I'm like, I have to get out of here. I just
Oh
left.
my God.
In the meantime, I also got pet cameras all over the house now. So I can log on from here and tap the
Oh,
living
there
room
you
and see her in the living room or see her in the kitchen.
go. Does she know you're looking at her? Can you talk? Do you talk
She
to
doesn't
her?
remember that they're there, you know.
Oh,
And then I put like I made Rick like the administrator. So I'm like, turn them off when you want to turn them off or whatever. But just know that like I do like to pop in and just see that she's okay, you know. And so yeah, he turns them off when he gets home from work, and then he turns them on when he leaves for work, so that I can,
yeah.
peek in. She's having a little snooze, or you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I'll get like I finally turned off the alerts because that was like way too much.
Yeah, that's a lot. Because I had
Yeah,
I have it here in the house, but when I'm in the house, it keeps
yeah.
alerting.
Yeah. So no, but that was a good little feature. And then he said it helps him when he's at work too. Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
he can
Peace of
text me.
mind.
But you know, like I said, Nadine is there all the time. Her friend Jerry's back from New York, so she's back blowing up everybody's life and that. And but so my mom, she's never really alone. I mean, there was just that few, like that week that I had left and Rick was back to work and Nadine was living with her family up in Port St. Lucie and she wasn't able to get to my mom before like 11 a.m., you know?
Yeah.
So so that made me nervous because my mom started waking up at 9 all of a sudden. So I'm
Yeah.
watching her on the thing, like watching her get
Aw.
up. Yeah. So
My my mom's rarely alone too,
yeah.
but she doesn't even attempt to get up. We get her in the chair and that's it. But
No, my mom wants to be
she
able to.
won't get up, she won't try. So we're gonna see. I don't expect her to do, we don't expect her to do anything just to be able to stand up. So we don't have to pick her up bodily, and that's the most and she is 91,
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
with the October.
I mean, I
So
thought to myself, this is my mother will, God, kill me for saying this, but so she weighs like 130 pounds, and I thought that's nothing.
yeah, I know, but when it's
That weight? Oh my
my mom doesn't
God.
weigh that much either, but you're right, it's dead weight.
Yeah. I mean,
You
like 5'2" or 5'3" or whatever, and 130 pounds, you'd think it's no big deal, but oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my God.
it's dead weight.
I'm so glad, like I can honestly say sitting here today that she is so much better than when I was there. Like that was an MS
Oh, good.
exacerbation.
Oh, right, because she had been sick.
She was sick and she's come back. I mean, I don't think she's going to get back to where she was when she was a little bit more capable, but I think
At least she's better.
she's able to get in her chair from her bed. She's able to get from the chair to the toilet. She's able to get back in the chair. She's able to get
So yeah.
herself, I mean, it was at the point where she couldn't even like get herself up to brush her teeth. Like I would just hold her, while she was
That's
doing.
where my mom's getting to.
Yeah.
She's getting to. Like last night was the first time Marion said to me she couldn't move her leg. I don't know if she had another stroke. Then she calls me this morning. She's in Walmart. Like she made let the lady that helps her and Nancy was home take her to Walmart. And so it's like she just gets tired and she won't go to bed. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we're gonna
It's
go over there now and make her go to bed. So
good. All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck with Joan M. And
thank you. I'm
we-
glad that
we're
Marlene
gonna
is
we're gonna meet
longer
back here on Saturday
Saturday
with or
with
without a guest because we need to talk about your song.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I've got some stuff going on with it. I'll let you know.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Totally. Okay. Good luck with your mom.
Nice catching up. I'm excited for you with the new house. I'm living vicariously through you.
I'll keep
But
you posted
this,
every step of the way.
in a weird way, I'm going to miss the old place.
I
I'm
know
just
you are, but I'm gonna have a very cool setup behind me next when I get my little pod
I know. I
place.
can't wait.
I'm gonna call it the pod place, I think.
I like it.
All
I like
right, we'll
it.
talk
All
soon.
right.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
We won't back down. Voices loud tearing through the ground. Every wound's a badge we wear with pride. Never surrender. We've got the fire inside. Told to hush, told that we're too loud, but we scream and we'll never bow. Tears and scars forge this steel. No more doubts, this power's real. We are unbroken, we're the storm. All their rules, we've torn apart the norm. to blame.